Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I wanna answer the several questions to fill my midterm test. So let's start for the first question. Why is it important for an informative speaker to maintain accuracy and clarity when presenting factual information? For me, it's vital for an informative speaker to maintain accuracy and clarity when presenting factual information for several crucial reasons. The first one is establishing credibility. The audience relies on the speaker for correct facts. Accurate information builds the speaker credibility, establishing them as a trustworthy source. Factual errors, no matter how minor, can permanently damage audience trust. And next is ensuring audience comprehension. The primary goal of an informative speech is to transfer knowledge. Clarity ensures that complex concepts, data, and process are delivered in a way that is easily digestible and unambiguous. If the information is unclear, the audience may misunderstand the material or fail to grasp the main points. Next is facilitating sound decision making. In many cases, the information presented will be used by the audience to form opinion or make decision. For example, is choosing a product, changing behavior. That's the example. Inaccurate information can lead to poor or even dangerous decision. Next is the next question is how do audience engagement techniques like rhetorical questions or stories enhance the effectiveness of an informative speech? And the audience engagement techniques such as rhetorical question and stories enhance the effectiveness of an informative speech by rhetorical question, capturing attention, and they force the audience to actively think about the topic, preventing their mind from wandering. This is directing focus. They can be used to introduce a new point or summarize a key one, guiding the audience focus on upcoming or recently discussed idea. Creating anticipation. For example, have you ever wondered how much plastic ends up in the ocean each year? Build attention before delivering a startling statistics. Stories. It's like an anecdote or case studies. Making data relatable. Stories transform abstract facts or statistics into a memorable and emotional experience. Audiences are far more likely to remember a narrative than a string of numbers, simplifying complexity. Stories serve as a construct examples for illustration like that connect complex theoretical concept or scientific data to real-life situation, making them easier to grasp and retain. Next question is compare and contrast informative and persuasive. For speeches in terms of purpose, structure, and delivery. Informative and persuasive speeches have clear distinction, even though both require good research and presentation. Aspect informative speeches, persuasive speech, primary purpose to educate the audience, to convey knowledge and increase understanding, to influence the audience, to change their benefit, attitude, or action. Structure focus on logically, organizing sub and facts, for example, is like chronologically, topically, or cause and effect. Focus on claim evidence, impact argument, for example, is using a problem and solution structure, or motivate sequence pattern. Balance of evidence or opinion. Heavily focus on object facts, statistic, and variable evidence must be balanced and non-biased. Use fact but present a subjective interpretation and arguments to support a clear point of view. Delivery neutral, professional, and often more didactic or teaching to focus. Next question is, how do ethos, pathos, and logos work together to create an effectively persuasive speeches? Or the ethos is credibility, pathos is emotion, and logos is logic or facts. Are the three pillars of persuasion of Aristotelian appeals, which must work in concert. For pillar definition role in speeches, logos or logic, appeal based on fact, evidence, statistic, and logical reasoning, provides the rational foundation for the argument. It answers the question, why does this idea make sense? Without it, the argument feels hollow. For the ethos, credibility, appeal based on the speaker character, expertise, and goodwill. Build trust. It answers the question, why should I believe this person? The audience will not be persuaded if they don't trust the speaker. For the pathos is appeal that evokes emotion, such as joy, anger, or fear. How they work together. An effective persuasive speech is a balance of all three. Logos provide the solid groundwork. Ethos ensure the audience accept that groundwork. And pathos move the audience from merely agreeing or logical understanding to taking an action, emotional impulse. For instance, to convince people to donate money, a speaker must show a logos, so statistic proving the problem is serious and that the money will be used effectively. Next is the ethos. Present themselves as a knowledgeable expert or someone who has worked in the field. Next is pathos. Tell a moving story about a person who has been helped by previous donation. Next question, why is the closing of ceremonial speeches often considered the most memorable part, and what technique make it impactful? The closing of ceremonial speeches, for example, is a graduation address, eulogy, or toast, is often considered the most memorable part because this is when emotion peaks and the central message is distilled into a powerful statement. Next question is 3-minute persuasive speeches. I choose topic sustainable campus life. I have chosen the topic sustainable campus life. Should universities ban single-use plastic and implement zero waste policies on campus? Hello everyone, raise your hand if you have used a single-use plastic water bottle this week. Now, picture that bottle. It will be trash. And on our campus, this has happened hundreds of times a day. Friends, fellow students, and faculty, we are the generation confronted directly by the climate crisis. Our campus is a place of innovation and where we shape the future. Yet, that future is threatened by something incredibly small and convenient: single-use plastic. I stand here today to urge our university to immediately ban all single-use plastic and implement a comprehensive zero waste policy across the campus. This is not just about the environment, it is about our credibility as an educational institution. Why we must react? Let's look at the fact. Globally, we produce about 400 million tons of plastic waste annually, and less than 10% is recycled. On our campus, every single-use coffee cup, every straw, every wrapper from the canteen, ends up in a landfill. This material do not decompose, they just break down into microplastic that poison our soil, water, and even our food. But this isn't just about statistics, it's about a legacy. I want you to imagine 500 years from now we'll be proud to say that the university where we learn still prioritizes 2 minutes of confidence over the health of the planet that our children and grandchildren will inherit. We cannot allow our academic reputation to be tarnished by an ethical failure to lead on the environment. So, how can we do it? Our university, as a beacon of knowledge, has the research, the expertise, and most importantly, the power to lead. The solutions are already available. Immediate ban pays out the sale of plastic bottle, straw, and styrofoam container across all campus outlets. The extent is zero waste in structure. Mandate all canteens and cafes switch to reusable containers. And implement to deposit a system. Install more accessible water refill stations and composting bins. Incentive. Give substantial discount to students who bring their own cutlery or reusable cups. Some of the world's leading universities are already doing this. We don't need to reinvent the wheel, we just need to encourage to follow suit. We will save money on waste management. And more importantly, we will instill sustainable habits in thousands future graduates. So, I call on all of you, don't just listen. Act. This week, sign the petition circulated this week. Bring your own bottle. And the next time we see a single-use plastic container in the dining hall, let us ask ourselves, is this a momentary convenience worth the cost of our future? Let us make this university not just a place that generates great ideas, but a place that leads by example. Let us ditch the plastic and invest in the future we believe in. Thank you.